Alright, got a match here versus Gman, and changed up the team a little bit since last fight. Took out Ninjask and Aggron, gave him a break. I got a Falzer, and he's got a Bronzong. I think we're talking to Zat, and he's like, Cooper's old school, he's not going to have Heat Wave on here. And I do have Heat Wave on here, but it's not a very accurate Heat Wave, and therefore he gets up Stealth Rock for free, which is not cool. Now that he's seen that I have Heat Wave, I'm going to switch over to T-Bolt, and in comes something that would not take very much from either of them in the form of Lantern. And so I already know I'm going to U-turn out, so I can at least get a little bit of damage on there, negate some lefties, and go to something else. And taking a quick look over my team, I see, okay, Top Man's got probably the best, stab neutral move against him, so I'm just going to go with that. And he gets T-Wave for the second match in a row, and again, I guess he's probably the best guy to get T-Wave. He's not exactly very fast. I could bulk up, but I want to go ahead and go for some rolling kick. In retrospect, perhaps bulk up might have been a good option. It does a pretty decent amount to him. That's what, about half, right? So I'm gonna go for it again, and the Bronzong comes back in, which is fine, I guess. It still does a pretty decent chunk to Bronzong, and Bronzong is Psychic type, lest we forget. So I'm gonna switch out to Grenade Man, see what it wants to do. I don't want to expose Top Man to danger right now. I feel like he's my best chance of killing that Lantern. He does Zen Headbutt, so that means he's a physical Bronzong, which means he's probably not going to stay in here against this guy unless he wants to do some status or set up some stuff. So I'm going to take this turn to set up Light Screen first, and that ends up to be pretty nice as a Zapdos comes in. Still pretty afraid of a Heat Wave myself, so I don't really want to stay in here, even though I could probably live it with Light Screen. So I switch out to Beat, even if he does T-Bolt, thanks to Light Screen, Beat kinda is neutral to it, at least for the next couple turns, and it does quite a good bit, but that's with Stealth Rock damage, so I don't know if that registered at the time, that 25% of that was Stealth Rock. I do want to paralyze it first, and I actually get the full paralysis, which is kinda handy. I don't know what he did there. Perhaps Toxic, which would have been not too bad if he missed now versus then. I likely would have roosted again. Although that actually would have been one more turn of Toxic, but it was inconsequential in the long run, I guess. So in comes Starman, because I don't think he's going to do T-Bolt for whatever reason. And this guy comes in, and I'm going to use Confuse Ray, because I don't feel like using T-Bolt when he's got Lantern around. So that was one of my goals for this match, was to use this Confuse Ray Starmie, because I was tutoring Rapid Spin or Recover or something on it, and I was like, you know what, I've never used Confuse Ray, and that's on his Heart scalable move list. So I go for it again, predicting a switch, as Lantern does come in, since he used Wish, the switch was kind of predictable. And so now that thing is back to full life, and I'm like, that's really not cool. I'm going to have a graphic up at the end of the video showing why Lantern is like, yeah, I didn't have much of a chance. But anyway, he fights through Confusion, but he used the useless move anyway, since Top Man was already paralyzed. So at least I get, a chance to do a rolling kick on him. Zong comes back in, but for whatever reason I bulk up, I guess because now I see, with bulk up that might deal, there'd be like a guarantee to a KO. But here I do dumb things, thinking that, I have a bulk up, so I can, live a Zen Headbutt pretty convincingly, right? Well, no, and then I get paralyzed on top of it, so I don't know if I did bulk up or rolling kick there, but it ended up not matter. And I later find out, as I'm in the process of breeding new dude, that this Top Man has like a 2 defense IV, because he's just a beta. I just bred him really quick. So, yeah. I definitely need to get a new one of those. But anyway, Tengu Man comes in and starts doing his novelty flash moves. And then the Lantern also has Heal Bell. So, now the paralysis on Zapdos is gone, which is disadvantageous for me later. And then he sends out Magnezone. I'm like, are you kidding? That's your third electric type. But anyway, he sets up a sub, which is cool because I just blow him away. So he got a little bit too greedy right there, and unfortunately I blow him into a dude who's gonna one-shot Tengu Man. Anyway, I don't really have anyone to go to take a T-Bolt, so unfortunately Tengu Man just has to bite the dust. And I guess with Magnezone hanging around, he's not gonna try to sub and be cute next time around anyway. It's just gonna kill me. So my best shot here I feel is a mirror match, and I don't know, maybe I can be faster. I discharge hoping to get some paralysis, and he subs up, so that's definitely not going to happen. And And if he's got sub, it's pretty likely that he's got roost. So I'm going to try to break the sub, which I do. And he also roosts. At least he's slower, which makes sense because he's probably bulky. So he's not going to be able to buy an electric resistance. So I'm just going to keep discharging, even though I'm sure Lantern's going to come right back in. But I don't end up discharging. I end up heat waving, predicting that, which does, wow, go figure, like 10 damage, right? Yeah. Made a really important difference in the match, huh? I get T-waved, which I guess isn't the biggest deal in the world at this point. Although I guess it is kind of a big deal. It gets one of my faster guys paralyzed. And he does have Ice Beam, which doesn't kill. And Heat Wave, I continue to Heat Wave and do inconsequential amounts of damage. But I get a burn, which seems innocent since he's got Heal Bell and he's a special attacker. But this is what it gives me. It gives me this one turn of initiative where I feel like he's probably going to Heal Bell to avoid residual damage, and that is what he does. So I'm able to get Top Man in here with unscathed. So I feel like, okay, now maybe if I get a critical hit roundhouse kick, I can't get a critical hit roundhouse kick because I get paralyzed, despite the 9 HP live. So Top Man, you did so well living that hit, but then you got paralyzed, so it just didn't work. I'd Bullet Punch just to get, a smidgen on there, maybe negate leftovers for a turn, and then just let him bite the dust. He's not going to be living anything at 9 HP. Beat comes in because it is literally the only damaging attack holder that is neutral to Lantern that I have left on the team, and that's Aura Sphere, another fighting move, which this one's not stabbed, and Lantern is on a way higher special defense. So yeah, that does that even cover Lefty's damage? I'm not sure. It might, but just barely. I'm also toxic, and he has Ice Beam, so I'm not going to be hanging around too much longer with this anyway. And yeah, this battle I sped it up pretty quick, and this is kind of why, because it quickly becomes evident who's going to win. I'm just trying to make something happen, maybe take a dude down, and try to make it a little bit less bad. So, Beat dies. In comes Starman, who is completely walled by Lantern. I don't recognize at the time that he doesn't have Thunderbolt, so... And then look at this, Arceus laughs at me some more. I get a freeze hacks off Ice Beam, which is what I was going for, of course. And then an instant unthaw, so I had to facepalm on that too. So many good breaks, and then it's just like, lol, no, you don't get the good break, because something else happens that completely makes the luck you just got worthless. So I couldn't help but laugh. It was pretty awesome. So Grenade Man comes in for whatever reason. I kind of facepalmed there and wasn't paying attention to what was occurring, but he might have HP Fire, but whatever. I'm gonna set up Light Screen first, and he sets up Sub, which means he's just trying to be mean. I think I do try to switch there just to make sure he does have Magnet Pull, because I know some people like to do a little trickeration and have Sturdy, although that's kind of dumb. That's kind of dumb in 4th gen. It might be worth doing in 5th, but anyway. So I kind of have a free turn here where I can't really do much of anything. This fortress doesn't have Earthquake, which I was hoping he might be fearing, but I don't really have anything else to do. He's thinking for a long time. All my fortress have an anti-Magnezone move, which is either... On this one it's Light Screen, which isn't, I guess it helps him live to do a something, which in this case is a Spikes. Kind of pointless at this late in the match, especially when he's got... Zapdos floats over him, and I'm pretty sure Zapdos can take out the rest of my guys. So now he's got a Magnezone with a sub up, and I guess I'll go to Starman, who has the best chance to break it, apparently. My Zapdos is down to like 20% health, so he's dead on Stealth Rock. And so I do break sub with Surf, and then get waxed with Thunderbolt. And who else do I have left? Just Falzer, so that's gonna finish me off. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna put up this graphic right about now that shows all the attack moves I had on this team, and you can see how many of them were, considerably useful against Lantern. Gosh, but yeah, pretty much got completely owned. Horrible team advantage, but team advantage is part of the game. That's how it goes. And yeah, those guys look completely 100% legit, right? But anyway, I'll catch you guys for the next one where I do a little bit better than this. Sorry about uploading a 6.0, but we like to upload all fights, no matter, even if we get completely creamed on this channel. So, thanks for watching, and later days.